Once you have all of your editing completed in the montage, you'll eventually want to save it as a singular audio file, wherein the components within the montage are going to be mixed all together and saved onto one file. And to do that, we're going to need to render the montage. So we could go under the Render tab right here and just choose some of the basic settings. And we can choose which region of the montage we want to render, but I'm going to choose the whole montage, and I'm going to have it result in a named file on my computer. And since I've already given the montage a name, it's going to choose that name as the rendered audio file. And then I could choose the location, which is just going to remember where I saved the montage in the first place. So that's the folder into which it's going to be rendered. And then I'm going to choose the format of Wave Default. And then I could click the Start button. But just like the audio file mode, the audio montage mode does go through the master section. So I'm going to jump ahead here a little tiny bit and talk about it. So the master section I am going to go over in another section, but right now what I'm going to do is add a mastering plugin that's going to make this particular sound of the montage a little bit more radio friendly. So I'm going to right or control click on this first slot and go to the Steinberg options, go to the mastering section and choose Master Rig. And then I'm going to go to the preset window up here. I'm going to go to the factory presets and I'm going to choose mid-range definer. So now let's listen to the before and the after. This is after the master rig has been applied, so you're auditioning in real time.
This weekend, it's a hometown rivalry between the Running Utes and the Cougars. Don't miss it.
Without it, let's listen to it again.
This weekend, it's a hometown rivalry between the Running Utes and the Cougars. Don't miss it.
And the limiter in the master rig is going to make it so that we don't go over 0 dB. So now I'm going to close the master rig, and since that's part of my master section, whenever I do any rendering now, it's going to render through the master section. As long as in the option settings here, I don't have the bypass master section selected. So now that I have the render configured properly, when I click the Start button, it's going to render that as a brand new audio file, and it's going to add it to my file group. So now here's the resulting audio file of the render that was done in the original montage. So when we listen to this stereo file, it's going to sound identical to the montage, but instead of having all those components separate, it's going to be a stereo audio file.
This weekend, it's a hometown rivalry between the Running Utes and the Cougars. Don't miss it.
So that's how to render a montage, and in the next section, I'm going to show you the batch processor.